What's up, y'all? It's Nykieriabllc. I am going to be giving you a quick chit chat and a story time with a quick everyday glam. So come on over. I know I've been missing, but I missed you guys and we are back. So let's go. So I am back and I'm glad I'm back because it's been a long month that I've been away. So we're just gonna do a quick glam. It's something that I use and I actually discovered just literally the other day. I needed to be somewhere and I needed to make sure that I was on time. So I said, okay, let me try something real quick so that I can still look like I got a beat face. So I found a hack. So we are going to do a quick glam. This is my version of a quick glam, something that for me worked for me. And I actually used it yesterday as well. I kind of already did my hair and whatnot. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Look at the brows. Okay, so first I'm going to go ahead and start with my La Roche-Posay moisturizer. This is really going to be a chit chat kind of conversation, so I'm not going to really be explaining what I'm using in this video, but I did want to bring this to light, and I'm going to give y'all what it looks like. This is the name, because I find this moisturizer like my holy grail now. So for me, this is something that works. So yeah, let's get into it. But yeah, so basically I've been gone from YouTube for about a month. I had some unforeseen circumstances happen in my life and I'm back. My main thing also is trying to find motivation. For me personally, I want to be really transparent. It's days where I don't feel like doing this. Honestly, it's a lot of work, especially if you are not used to this type of, I would say, hobby or career. For me, this is more of a hobby just because I personally just found it fun, and I like editing videos. I like using the camera. So for me, that's just something that I personally found pretty cool. So I just had to find the energy again, motivation, and for me, I wasn't feeling it. I was not feeling it at all, y'all. Like, it was not it. I wasn't feeling it just because, I don't know, I just have like these moments where I just be like, ew, I don't feel like it. And I had to just pick myself up, and I actually find motivation when I watch other like YouTubers, just because it's like, man, they're doing this and they're pretty consistent. They're doing this every day. What's the problem? Why can't I do it? So that's where I get my motivation from as well. Watching other YouTubers, and then I'm sitting in my bed looking like a bum, and I'm like, no, let's get up. Let's get to it, because I don't have no reason to not. So I've just been kind of in my shell, chilling, navigating through life. I'm in the process of actually like trying to find another job in the meantime, just because we're in a recession. I'm a hustler. I'm all for making money. So if I can find another job, so be it. And this is pretty strong, so we're gonna bring it down. But yeah, I just feel like, you know, when you are trying to navigate through life, you have like those moments. And I seen a post not too long ago which was very true, and it was saying that creators, you know, sometimes they need time to just not do anything. And I was having one of those moments where it was like, ew, I don't want to do nothing. I need to think. I need time to get my mind back on track. And when you just think about like how hectic the world is and how hectic things have been in your life, if they have been, it's like, yeah, it's okay to just like regroup. So for me, that's just what I've been doing, y'all. Like, just regrouping, trying to make sure that I'm doing things, like making sure I'm doing things not just because it sounds good, but because there's like a purpose behind it. And like, I was on my close friends the other day, just kind of talking and being like pretty much a motivation slash encouragement to the people on my close friends, because for me personally, I had a bad day mentally like the other day, and I was just on my close friends telling them like, it's okay to have a bad day. You're not gonna be, looked at weird or odd if you're having a bad day, because you're so used to projecting this like perfect life to whoever or on whatever platform. So it's okay to have a bad day. And that's something like I am telling myself every day, not only for the sake that I just said it to my, my peers that's in my close friends, but just because like it's seriously okay. We go through these like phases in life where we feel like, oh, we should be further, we should be doing this, we should be doing that. I know at least I do. I can speak for myself. Where you just, you want to see more for yourself. And when you do that, it's like you have to be realistic at the same time. Like, I have to tell myself, like, girl, you only 25. Calm down. Like, seriously. So, I get into those moments where I just feel like, man, I want bigger, and it's okay to want bigger. Don't let anyone make you feel bad, because you know what you desire, and you know the things you want in life, and you know the lifestyle you want to have. Just make sure you are doing it in the right way. That's all. Because for me personally, I know, like, for example, I know the type of house I want. I know the type of family I would like to raise and, bring up. And it's like, I can do those things. I just have to stay focused and keep my mind on the prize. You feel me? So that's just like my kind of intake on things when it comes to the whole it's okay to be okay. It's okay to not be okay thing. Like, slow down, reflect, see the good things that you are doing, and that's something that I have to tell myself. Like, look at what you have accomplished so far, at such a young age. Look at what you have done. So you just have to tell yourself that, and when you do that, it's like can't nothing get in the way of that. Seriously, it sounds like super cliche, but it's like very true. Like, nothing can get in the way of what you have the capability to do for yourself and for your life. So that was just me kind of also giving you some motivation. You guys some motivation. My face is like, I'm really trying to work on my hyperpigmentation, which is in this area and like on my eye area. So I'm looking forward to seeing the results, because I have seen a little bit of results in my chin area, just because that's the main area I've really been working on. But yeah, I found this quick glam to be like super helpful in an event where, like, yesterday I got a last minute call, and it was like, oh, hey, you want to go X, Y, and Z? And I'm like, sure. And I was in the bed looking dusty, like real dusty. So I used my quick glam method, and baby, I was ready in 30 minutes with the shower included. Like, and my hair got curled as well in that 30 minutes. So I feel like I have mastered doing this quick glam. But yeah, so back to me, just kind of trying to keep myself motivated. That is something that I am working on. And also just a quick story pretty much about how I pretty much am where I am today. Just as a 25-year-old navigating through my 20s, there are some things I will say that I am so glad I experienced, because had I not experienced that, I don't know, like, the type of person I would be, the type of attitude I would have. And I'm grateful for every setback. Seriously. Like some people, they find it to be a problem if you don't do it, the way they would like have done it. And for me personally, I feel like I'm glad the way my life has been going so far. I'm really like grateful for it. I don't regret a single thing that I've experienced. Like real talk. Because those experiences, those have really molded me into the young lady that I am, and the woman I'm really becoming. So I feel like, when you are going through life and you reflect on life as well, think about like, hey, how is this going to benefit me? Or how will I look at this in the next 10 years or the next 5 years or the next 6 months? And also when you do get to that 6 months, 5 year, 10 year stage, you just be like, wow, I'm so grateful for this type of encouragement, for this type of motivation, for this type of, company I kept. So for me personally, that's just something that I found pretty I found pretty, what's the word I would use? I was pretty happy to experience. So, you just have to really make sure that whatever it is in life, it makes sense to you. Because me personally, a lot of things didn't make sense to what I was doing, to my life, to other people, and that's okay. But I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for everything that has happened. Because that's just that really created me into who I am today. Like real talk. Seriously. And with this technique, I'm going to take a pause in my story talking and just talking about life. With this technique, this is something I did before. If you guys have ever watched my other Get Ready With Me's, I only have maybe like 2 so far, but the other 2 I always did eyebrows, and then I did my foundation base first, and then I went in with concealer and all that. So this for me is something new. This is what I call my quick glam, because instead of taking the time to go in to making sure the foundation is even all around, even under my eyes, I just went ahead and did the concealer first. And then y'all gonna see me work around with foundation and blend it out. That's my quick trick. I like it personally. I've been kind of sticking with it for the past like 2 times I've done my makeup, because I don't wear makeup every day. So that's just what I'm doing. So back to, just me going and talking about like just how I am, where I am today, and how I am the person I am today. Honestly, it's like, it's just, I just think about where I used to be. So I started, when I would say I started this journey of being on my own when I moved to Miami. I moved to Miami when I was like about 17, like literally freshly 18. My birthday's in the summer, so my 17 was literally just left the door when I went to Miami. So that's my journey when I started going and living like life by myself, without my family, without my mom, my dad, like on a daily basis, like just, living with them and stuff like that. So I was in Miami for a year. I went to college down there. I went to Johnson & Wales University. Shout out to Jay Woo. That place had really molded me for sure. And it played a really great part in my life. It really did. And I'm grateful for that experience as well. So as I was there, I met some really great people. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still friends with them to this day. I met some great people, and with meeting those great people, I learned like a lot of stuff. I really did. And with learning a lot of things, I also I took the time to see like, wow, this is really life without your family, being present or being around the corner or being down the street. This is really how life is. And for me, I remember I was in our like hall, like we had like each floor had their own like little chill room. And so me and a few of my friends were on that floor. And we were on our floor, we went and we were just chilling, talking about family and how we missed our family and stuff, because mind you, we're all freshmen. So we're all kind of like feeling the same way. Like, y'all, we miss our folks. Like, this is not what we, thought it was going to be like. So we're shedding some tears and stuff. And in that moment, as I look back, I'm like, wow, I really was homesick. I didn't think I was going to get homesick because I was ready to leave, y'all. Like, I was so ready to leave. I was in the suburbs of Chicago. I did not care for it. I just felt like everybody was doing the same things, like nothing but was flourishing. So I was ready to leave, which I'm glad I did. So when I was in Miami, my friends there were also feeling the same way. Like, man, we do miss our peoples. People was crying. We was still kids. You feel me? And I tell people all the time, like, just because you 18, just because you 19, you not grown. And I didn't think I was grown. I'm so glad I didn't. I really didn't think I was grown, but I just wanted to see another part. I knew it was more to life, because I personally, I used to go on vacations and like church trips with my grandma and my grandparents. And for me, that was like my first peak of seeing like just life, or just seeing that there's more to life, in a sense. Great way to say it. So for me, I was just ready to leave. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was so ready to leave. So what I will say is I'm glad that I was able to experience that, because that kept me going. That kept me really motivated to leave when I kept going out of town and stuff. So when we at school, I'm not thinking that it's gonna be like this, like you're really out here in this real world by yourself. Granted, yeah, you talk to your parents every day or every other day, or some people may talk to them every week or every other week. I talk to my parents every day. So for me, it was just like, you have to grow up. Like, I was like serious. I was shedding some tears. So, and I was okay with it because I knew that was a part of the process, like seriously. So from there, I learned a lot in Miami. That was a great experience. I'm glad I met the people I met. I'm glad I stayed true to myself in that process as well, because I noticed a lot of people who got down there and they really lost their souls. Like, no cap. Like, I'm talking about one of my friends. She was a stripper out of nowhere. In the end of the school year, we got exams going, and I was actually going for fashion merchandise and marketing. So we, in our fashion class, like, where's she at? Girl, her parents came and picked her up. Okay, they said, you gotta go. You cannot live in Miami no longer. We are not supporting this. So basically, I was just grateful that I stayed true to myself. I stayed honest in my beliefs. Like, I grew up in church. I grew up knowing who the Lord is, who Jesus Christ is. So I was just grateful I was still able to know who he was and know that he's still my Lord and Savior, So I was just grateful to stay true to myself in that process, because Miami is not for the weak, okay? Especially when you're young and growing up. And the fact that my parents was okay with me going to Miami, I was just like, y'all, the more I think about it now, because I'm getting older and I desire to have a family one day, and I will have a family one day. And I'm just thinking, like, when my husband and I have a kid, I'm gonna be like, babe, we finna let our kid go to Miami. Like, if that was me, I'm like, wow. So my parents really was like, they trusted me. That's all I could say. And my mom was so set on, like, you're not going to Miami. I said, oh, I'm going to Miami. Like, I was adamant. I showed her the scholarship I had got. Like, I made it my business to put the effort into showing her, like, you can trust me. And I'm glad that I went there. And I unfortunately didn't get to finish because it was just starting to get expensive. It was financial things going on in my family. So it was just not fit for me, like, to complete it, because I needed more financial help. And my parents were really doing the best they could have. Like, they was paying out of pocket monthly, like a bill, splitting it into two, because, my parents weren't married or together. So thankfully, I'm grateful for them. They always, like, one thing about my mom and dad, no matter what I want to do, they have supported me, like, seriously. Like, they've never been like, oh, are you sure you want to do that? Like, you sure you want to know? It's like, okay, cool. What you need? Like, and I'm grateful for that, seriously. So, that was my first quarter, I'll say, of adulting. So, my second quarter of adulting was me realizing, okay, I'm not going back to Miami. So, what's next? So, in that process, I was chilling. I definitely was chilling. I went home for the summer and I really sat and reflected, like, what am I going to do? And I stayed with my grandparents for the summer, and I kind of stayed with them just because, like, it wasn't like I didn't have nowhere to go. I just really, like, I love my grandparents. I like being around them. I like staying at their house. That I've always been like that since I was a kid. So shout out to my grandparents. My grandparents, I love them a lot. So I was just there, honestly. And I'm a family person. I like being with my family, so I was there. And plus, my mom, she was always working. Like, she literally was always working. So it was like, I don't want to be at home. Like, for what? I'm going to be there by myself. Or my brothers and sisters, they was at their dad's house. So it was like, really, like, I really didn't want to be chilling by myself. So I was there. I stayed there for about, like, maybe, I think I want to say the summer and then, like, half of the fall. And that's when I was like, you know what? I'm going to move to Atlanta. I'm going to move to Atlanta. And I did think about going to nail school back in, like, I think that was 2018 when I moved to Atlanta. So I was thinking about going to nail school, and I was like, well, maybe, I remember talking to my aunt, and I said, well, maybe I should do nail school. And I looked at a few, and then I just kind of, like, left it in the dust from there. Like, I didn't dig in too much on it. So from there, I moved to Atlanta. I moved to Atlanta with $35, y'all. $35. I stayed with some family, and I was sleeping in a laundry room because they, didn't have another space for me. And so when I was there, that was a interesting experience. And then I went on to, finding a job that I was a assistant, and I was actually an executive assistant. So I was an assistant for 4 years. I did have a job, and I had a job in between me before I went to the assistant job, but it was really short term. I was an inventory specialist at a consignment boutique, and then I also was on a sales floor. So I did meet a few people here and there. I remember, like, my first time meeting a real celebrity, and my eyes at the time was like Alexa Sky. She was sitting at the table outside. I was having my lunch break. She just casually sat there at the table with me, and we both was just talking. And she was like, I just hate that people always want to take pictures. Like, she was just super, like, she was cool. She was real cool. We was just talking. Like, she didn't even know me. So that was, like, my first, like, encounter. And then, like, from there, it just got, like, more and more. It just got normal the more people you see out here. So from there, I went to being an assistant. And with the assistant job, I was an assistant for 4 years. That job taught me a lot, good and bad, and I'm grateful for that job as well. I was an assistant, and I started to get into, like, the beauty area of everything. And so from there, after 4 years of being an assistant, I started to just look at, like, am I being valued, and then from there, I just was praying. I said, God, if it's for me to really be here, show me. And if not, please put me in a position to have something else. So then I got into nails. Now, before I got into nails, and when I was saying that prayer, I had COVID, y'all. I had got COVID. And when I tell you, COVID was not for the fucking weak. It was not for the weak. Like, seriously. So I had COVID. Thankfully, my COVID, case was not as bad as others. And I will say rest in peace to those who did lose their life to COVID, because that was a very unfortunate and sad, 2 years for some families. So for me, what I did is I ended up taking some of my money I took $500 and I said I'm gonna go and invest in a private one-on-one class with a nail tech here in Atlanta. Her name is Fly Nine Nails. Taught me how to shape a nail, how to use an e-file, and not use an e-file, sorry, how to file without any e-file. And so for me, that was dope. Like I took that craft and I sat there and I sat on it and I practiced it. I remember sending pictures and videos to my aunts, my mom, my dad. I was just sitting, I was happy. And I was like glad that I knew, for me personally, I knew I could do nails. I knew before I even picked up a nail brush. Like, no cap, I'm not even being dramatic. I knew I could do nails, and I was like, I'm gonna be good at this. This is something that's gonna be good. So from there, I did get an at-home job. In the meantime, I'm just chilling, trying to find my way. And I was like, I'm gonna go to nail school. I'm gonna actually take it serious. So I played it off. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I played nail school off for maybe like a solid 6 months because I kept using that excuse of like, oh, you need to have this, you need to have that. No, girl, just start. God gonna figure out the rest. So as I'm in my car, I don't know what I was doing. I remember being in my car though, but I was in my car, and when I went to tour a few schools, they weren't giving me what I needed. So I then went and I looked at this school in Buckhead, and it's a really great school. I went there, did a tour. I felt the vibe. I said, this is the school. This is it. I love it. I had a piece about it. God gave me a piece about it. We was moving forward. So they said, oh, it's going to be, 11,500. I said, okay, cool. I did financial aid. God worked it out to where financial aid literally was going to cover a majority of it, but I still had to pay I think I had to pay like an extra $1,000 or something like that, or $900. So of course, me being the daddy's girl that I am, I called my dad. And I told him, I said, Daddy, I'm trying to start this nail school and it's $900 and I gotta have it before I can start, blah, 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 blah. My dad, being who he is, a real, okay, y'all get it. But yeah, my dad being who he is, a real man, for real. He was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna work something out. Woo, woo, woo. Mind you, in that area, my dad literally was about to go on his off season. My dad is a truck driver, so in trucking, depending on what you do in trucking, there's levels, like different type of trucks. His specific job is the off season, so when it's getting like cold and stuff, he's not working. So for him to even try to figure that out when his income is on pause until the summertime again, it's like, that's a real man. So from there, I waited. I just kept waiting. I don't know what I was waiting on, y'all. Just having fear, and just, just being fearful. So I waited, and I'm glad I waited. I really waited. And when I waited, I got a call, and the admissions lady called me. Mind you, I haven't talked to her in like 2 months. I've been giving her the runaround like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start and all of this stuff. She was like, hey, is this Nykieriabllc? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, hey, yeah. She's like, I just wanted to call you and tell you that the nail program has went down to 10,500, and we, have starting dates this coming Monday. So me being the family person that I am, I'm always putting my family first. I'm sorry, that's just who I am. I don't care if nobody, everybody got their own way of how they handle their folks. But when it comes to me and mine, I'm gonna make sure I'm at the crib with my folks. So that was around Christmas, and so I was like, okay, I said, I'm actually about to go home for Christmas. Is it possible that I can start maybe after the new year? So she was like, okay, yeah, we can look into that. And so she worked it out, and she was like, the next class starts on January 3rd, but since you won't be here, because I was coming like on the 5th or something, she's like, you can start on the 10th and you'll still be considered in the January 3rd class. I said, look at God. And then she was like, you can talk to financial aid and they're going to get you situated with, your payment and everything. Talk to financial aid. They said, oh, your school is covered. Like, financial aid's covering everything. You don't owe anything. I said, oh, look at that. So I started thanking God. I was in my car. I was just thanking God. I said, thank you, Jesus. This is it. This is it. I can't procrastinate on this no longer. Like, seriously, you got to get it together. So from there, I went to school and I finished school in the same, and they asked me for nail school, you have a certain amount of months to be done. And if you're not done in that month span, because if you like miss school, you miss hours, you don't make them up, you pretty much have to pay additional money if you miss classes and stuff. So I finished on time. I finished June 13th. And actually, no, I graduated on June 12th, I think. And my dad's and my mom came down. My brothers and sisters came down, my cousins. So like they came down and they supported me in me finishing school. And me, I'm always thinking ahead. I'm like, okay, y'all coming down, I appreciate it, but this is not it. I still have to go get my freaking license. So now, that's what I've been doing. I'm in the process of getting my nail tech license, which is honestly, I sent out my paperwork. I just have to go and take the test now. So I did see some dates for the first week of June. So we shall be going. And that's it. I'm not going to really speak too much on that because y'all going to see when I get that paper that I'm a licensed nail tech. So yeah, once I do that, I do have some plans to do some other things. But that was just my quick little journey on how I got to where I am now, which is living in Atlanta. Being like on my own for so long. I moved to Miami when I was 17, going on 18. And, I encourage everybody, if you are young and you know what you want or you don't know what you want, it's okay to leave the state. Just have a plan. Have a plan. Don't prolong your plans because of your family. Don't prolong your plans because of a boyfriend, a girlfriend. Just go. Like, they gonna be there. And they gonna be there when you need their support, hopefully. They gonna be there when you need an encouraging word. They gonna be there. So don't let that, like, hold you up. If you're thinking about moving to a different state and you young and you're family oriented, don't let that be the reason. Because baby, one thing about it, I can always get on a flight and go see my people. Like, that's not a problem, and I'm grateful for it. So, for me, that's just something I encourage people to do. If you're going to move, go do it. Put your foot out there. Don't do it and come back. Just go. Like, don't be scared. Because what's the point of being scared? God didn't put you or give you, if God gave you that, okay to go. But he don't give you these ideas. He doesn't give you these encouraging words from other people, using them to talk to you for him. He doesn't do that on accident. He doesn't do that mistakenly. So go ahead and do it. If you've been contemplating on it, do it seriously, because it's going to all come to a point where you don't want to ever sit back and look back and be like, man, I should have did this, or I should have made that move, because you was hesitant and you was so set on not doing it. And that's just me being totally honest with y'all. Like, I really don't like to steer people wrong. I really like to see people make the best decisions possible for them. And if you have been hesitant on moving, especially in your 20s or at a younger age, don't, pray about it. If you have a relationship with God, pray about it and ask him to give you the right guidance, give you the signs. Because I will say, I'm so glad, like, I don't regret nothing I did in my life. I don't regret nothing that has happened to me in my life, because it was creating me Thank you, God. Thank you. It was creating me to be the person that I am now. Like, who would have thought, one, that I would be making a YouTube video, and two, telling this what I've been told to myself, or what I've been told from others, to y'all, whoever's watching. Like, seriously, y'all, don't get discouraged. Don't think that this is the end all be all. Like, he is not finished with you. So that's just my story time on how I navigated through my 20s at such a early age. And in that, I did experience heartbreak. I experienced loneliness, and I'm just so glad that I'm not there no more. Like, there's some times where some people, they are stuck on their heartbreaks and they're stuck on where they used to be. And so I'm just glad I'm not there no more. And I'm glad that where I am today, it's like I'm genuinely happy. Like, seriously. Yes, there are things that I want for myself. I want to be further when it comes to my career, but in due time, like, seriously, God doesn't do these things mysteriously for you to try to figure out on your own. He's doing it for the sake of him letting us be able to trust him. So that's just me as a younger person telling whoever is watching this, like, you got this. Like, it's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to lean on the Lord, seriously. And it's okay to feel your emotions. I'm a Cancer. So for me, I'm feeling my emotions. Like, for me as a Cancer, that's something that's a part of me. Like, that's in my DNA. Like, I'm gonna feel them. I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be sad. That's just who I am. So it's okay to be in your feelings a little bit when you, especially when it's about you and your business, when it's about you and your life. So now I'm about to go ahead and put on my lashes. I have been looking for my tweezers for so long, and I finally found them. So I'm not letting them out my sight this time, because y'all, I do my lashes pretty decent when I don't have tweezers, but for the most part, I need my tweezers. So I'm glad I found them. So yeah, so that's my little spiel on navigating through your 20s. Some other things I will say, as you know, getting older, make sure you are finding yourself. Like, I know we have a lot of focus, you know, on relationships and being with somebody and them being having our happiness, but make sure you can make yourself happy. Make sure you're able to spend time alone. Like, that's something I will say that I am grateful for. I was able to, like, spend my time alone, and I knew how to spend time alone. It wasn't nothing foreign to me, you know? So I really hope this is the right lash, because I just feel like it's not. Hope this is it, because I was about to put this on, but the more I look at it, it looks like it's the left lash, but we gonna see. Whatever, we're gonna see. No, y'all, I really don't think this is it. Let's switch, because I don't want to look crazy. Yeah, I think this is right. It'll be just my luck if this is the wrong lash. But yeah, you know, I just will say, as you going through your 20s, even, you know, even the people who are in their older, you know, almost knocking 30, make sure that you know who you are. Like, it is okay, and I'm not saying this because I'm single, but it's okay to be single. Like, seriously. I would personally rather make the mistake of, you know, figuring out myself versus making that mistake, or versus trying to figure out who I am when I have somebody else to also focus on. Because a relationship, you don't just focus on yourself when you're in a relationship. Now, I know that for a fact. So it's just really important to know who you are, because you knowing who you are, and then you have someone, you know, who is your happy place, that's something that will go a long way. Like, I seen a lot of, like, my friends focus on the relationship part of their life, you know, their love life, and then it backfires on them, because now it's like they get in a position where they, you know, have a child, or, you know, whatever it may be. They end up having a kid, and that's not what they desire at that season of their life. So for me personally, I just encourage people to get to know who you are first. The relationship stuff, that stuff is going to come. It really is. And from there, you'll be straight. Like, for real. You really will. And that's just my little TED talk, because I personally remember focusing so much on a man to the point where I was kind of losing myself, and I wasn't even with him. Like, that's a fool. And I can say, I can be the first one to call myself that. That's a fool. Like, you putting all this energy into some dude and he's lying to you. He doing all of this crazy stuff. Focus on you, my girl. The man gonna be there for sure. So this is my final look. Personally, it's really not. Let me put on some lip gloss, because that's out of control. Like, why would I think this? I'm done, and my face is not complete without lip gloss and some lip liner too. So let's go ahead and wipe the lips, because yeah, I love making sure my lips is right. I love, that's my favorite part of my body is my lips, my nose. I love my nose. It's so cute and dainty. And I like my face. I ain't gonna lie. I'm working on my body, because yeah, I went to go get a BBL like yesterday, but I'm not gonna go that route. I'm gonna really stick it out and do the natural way. So I'm about to do a brown liner, and I'm gonna do my Remedy. I'm gonna do my Remedy by Ari, because that's my nice everyday. That's my everyday go-to, and I will say my glam don't even, it look the same. Like, I'm not a makeup girl, y'all. I just do Get Ready With Me's because I like to talk to y'all and do something. My next Get Ready With Me, I think I got something on my sleeve what I'm gonna do. And it's not gonna be a regular Get Ready With Me either. So yeah, I'm gonna figure something out. But I love lining my lips. I really do. Okay, so we got that out the way. And now I'm gonna go in with my Remedy by Ari. I really do like this lip gloss. I will say it's a good everyday go-to. It keeps my lips looking fire. Okay, fire. And so I'll go in with like maybe 2 or 3 coats, depending on how I want to look, because this has like a really cute pink tint, and this is the Pink Matter. So if y'all want to go get that, go get that. Okay, so yeah. And yeah, and then I'll go in with my NYX if I want to tone it down a little bit, because this has like a neutral look, and I'll go in with that to kind of give it a little neutral so it's not too pink. So now it's there. So that is the look for the day. And my wig, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, this wig is just, it's been hanging on, so bear with me. So ooh, it's giving. I want to cut my hair in layers so bad. I really don't know how, but that's gonna be the next attempt on the list, is to cut my hair in layers. You can see my wig cap, but it's okay because we gonna pull it up. How about that? But I want to really like cut my hair in some cute layers, because if I cut it in some layers, it's gonna give that effect that I'm trying to have it give right now. But yeah, so that is it. I'm glad y'all was able to talk to me. I was able to give y'all a little insight about who I am and how I got to where I got and where I am today. And last but not least, I was on TikTok, and let me wipe my hands off. Let's wipe them off, okay? Okay. I was on TikTok, And I seen this. Look at that. Y'all see that? Yeah. Fire. I took hot pickle, the hot Cheeto bag, crushed it up, and cut the hot pickles up. And yeah, so since I'm done with my face, I can have a little snack. Calypso is for the win. So now that I'm done, I really appreciate y'all. I will see you guys later. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget, this is a quick, everyday glam if you want to do something quick. And I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in.